Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and co-parents of all ages, this podcast is for you. Introducing and centering the Amicable divorce expert, Judith Weigel.
Welcome back, everyone. This month's Celebrity Divorce focuses on Kim Kardashian and Kanye West and their significant others. It's about when and how to introduce new partners to your children in a divorce. They both did everything wrong. If you're really, and we're going to talk about the good model in a minute, but if we're going to talk about the good model, they did everything wrong. If the model is best interest of the child and making sure that the co-parents have worked out this new co-parenting relationship first before bringing new people into the picture. Kim and Kanye have 4 children, and they've been married 7 years. Kim filed for divorce in February of 2021. In October of 2021, Kim was on Saturday Night Live and met Pete Davidson. She started dating him immediately and posted pictures of him on her social media. Kanye, on the other hand, had a revolving door of women immediately, starting with Irana Shayk, then Venetria the model, Julia Fox, and this is just too interesting for me, Chaney Jones, who is kind of a Kim Kardashian knockoff in terms of her physique and her look. These women may not have all met his children, but if his children were anywhere near a phone or a computer, they saw their dad in dating action. And Kanye was unkind to Kim and Pete in his social media posts, resulting in an Instagram ban for a day. That's not good. You know, people, regular people, non-celebrities who get divorced, post everything on social media, kind of like Kim and Kanye are doing now. You may not get banned, but again, it's exposing your private life with other partners to your children, and it's never a good thing to do like that. But here's my big question. Didn't Kim know how Kanye would react to her going public with anyone she would be dating? This is my biggest concern, that she had to have known how Kanye would react. Yet she did it anyway. I know that Kim lives her life in the public media, but you don't have to expose everything. Couldn't Pete Davidson have been the exception to the rule of publishing that part of her life on social media? Did she have to go to the Met Gala with him? There are times when personal life has to come first and business second, and that really does mean divorce. That is the single most personal thing that happens to you with another person. And you get to choose how much of your personal life you want to expose on social media. And for those of you who don't know anything about the Met Ball, the Met Gala, it's this huge fashion extravaganza event, and she went with Pete Davidson, and that was just about a month or so ago. I did think the most important part of the Kim Kardashian and Kanye West divorce exposed their children to other relationships while the children were still processing the divorce. And that's really important. The divorce was filed for in February. Kanye started going out with women upon women immediately, posting pictures and ranting on social media. And then Kim went out with Pete in October. It's now May, the next year, 2022. Another question that I thought of was, shouldn't they be using our family wizard? More than likely, yes. I mean, they don't speak, well, at least Kanye doesn't speak well of Kim publicly, at least not now. In order to avoid bringing their fight to the public and potentially embarrassing their children, they need to keep their communication to the public as positive as possible and without divulging the most personal aspects of their lives. That's hard for people who have to remain in the public eye to make a living. But does the public need to know every detail of a celebrity's life in order for the celebrity to work? How about Susan Sarandon, Julia Roberts, Meryl Streep, Martha Stewart? Does the public know who their children are? I don't think so. And they work. So just to use Kim and Kanye as the example going forward, even people who live their life in the public eye can keep some things private. And the one thing you should keep private might be the thing that you know is going to trigger your soon-to-be ex-spouse, blow everything out of proportion, and damage your children. That's why I don't understand why Kim made public her relationship with Pete Davidson. Kanye, I think it's well understood that Kanye is a different person emotionally than Kim. I think we all realize after much publicity with Kanye that he may not be able to be controlled, and going out with other women is a revenge move because he really didn't want to divorce Kim. Kim, on the other hand, could have kept Pete silent. But anyway, it's not to blame either of them. It's just to use them as an example that divorce is really personal and important. And yes, when you're a celebrity, it gets mentioned in the news, but not every celebrity talks about it. So now I'm going to go to you. When and how to introduce new partners to the children and the other parent is always tricky. And it's not just your children, it's the other parent too, as you see how I discuss this. Sometimes the marriage ends because one of the spouses already has another partner. But the attention and care to detail on how to fold this new relationship into the existing family is still the same. The kids come first. Here are a series of questions to ask yourself when you're looking at introducing a new partner into the relationship. And I want to stop and say this. Nobody's saying that you should not have another relationship, although to jump into another relationship immediately doesn't do justice to the new partner. Most partners would like to have a clean slate that they start with, because then you're involving the new partner into the divorce. And that's never a good thing. And even if you do meet somebody that really makes you feel fabulous and perhaps is different than your soon-to-be former spouse, you still need time to decompress. You still need time to think through your part in the marriage, what led up to divorce, the other person's part in the marriage, and then you simply need to heal. It's not about playing the blame game. It really isn't. Blame game doesn't get anybody anywhere. Even though you may be super hurt and it takes a long time to process, it's still best to deal with the divorce first. I call it going through the emotional divorce. It's still best to go through the emotional divorce first. And if there's somebody that you've met who would be fabulous to be in your life, they'll wait. They'll wait till the divorce is over, generally. Unless it's a divorce that lasts 14 years. Okay, that's not good. But if it's the normal divorce of a couple of years, they'll wait. Okay, back to the questions. Ask yourself these questions and see what's right for you. Number one, is this a relationship that looks like it might last? Number one question. How long has the relationship existed already? Has it lasted long enough to justify an introduction to the children? Remember Renee Zellweger and Tom Cruise in the film Jerry Maguire? Remember Renee had that adorable child, and she was divorced. When she started dating Tom Cruise, which was, of course, after she started working with him, once she started dating him, she didn't introduce him to her son immediately. Enough time had to go by that she was secure that Tom's character was a good person, that he liked children because he didn't have any of his own, if I remember correctly, and if he was going to add to her son's life. It was a very thoughtful process. And I encourage anybody to watch that film again. I think it's really good. If you're getting divorced, if you have a new partner, if your soon-to-be former spouse has a new partner, that would be a nice film to watch. Also, Stepmom. That would be a great film to watch. Susan Sarandon, Julia Roberts. Okay, so that's where those example names came from. And I forget who the male lead was. But anyway, Renee would not introduce Tom Cruise to her son until the relationship was solid and long enough to move forward. Now, I want to tell you that when I write marital settlement agreements for people, and we have a child custody section, I started having parents tell me that they wanted to put in their settlement agreement terms under which new partners would be introduced. One of the terms was a 6-month to a 1-year monogamous committed relationship. That was really, really important. And then maybe introduced to the other parent first. It's not a law, but it was so fascinating to me that this was such a pivotal moment in the lives of this family that people organically came to me and said, would you please put this in? Is that okay? And so I started doing it, and it's now remained part of my templates. Number 3, if this relationship was the catalyst for ending the marriage, how will introducing the new partner to the children affect them? Very, very sensitive. So it could blow up in your face, or the kids may not know. So if having a new partner was the catalyst for the end of the marriage, and the children know that, they could easily blame the partner, the parent with the new partner, easily. This has to really be well thought out. And the best way for this to work out is for the other parent, the one who doesn't have the new partner, to make it be okay. This is the buy-in that the other parent has to have so that the kids accept. And this is really hard to do. Because if you're that parent that had to accept that there was another relationship going on, how long is it going to take you to really process that, get over that, and be able to shelter your children from any hurt and have it be okay that your children are with that other person? This is just so unbelievably difficult, and you're a hero if you're the parent that has to deal with this and forgive. You're going to be a hero when you can do it. Number 4, has the other parent met the new partner yet? Will the other parent get to meet the new partner before the new partner is introduced to the children? It would be so respectful if you have the new partner, if you could introduce the new partner to the other biological parent first. That would be great for the children, because then the children wouldn't have to feel like they're protecting the parent with the new partner. If they meet the new partner first, they wouldn't have to lie to the other parent if they thought the other parent was going to be upset. So you really want to take your children out of the position of imposition. And if you can have the new partner and the other parent meet first, talk about parenting styles, because you're all going to be in the children's lives. That would be very beneficial to the children. What if the children are still healing from the divorce? Can they adjust to someone else being in their parents' life? So important. What are you going to do if the children don't accept the new partner? What are you going to do if the children only want to be with you and not with your new partner while adjusting to and reattaching with each parent separately. It is a process that everybody has to go through. How long should you wait before forming new relationships? Well, you heard me say earlier, you have to heal. You have to process. You have to assess. Have you processed yet? Or are you forming another relationship before taking a good look at why the marriage didn't work? Are you choosing the same person as the one you're divorcing? That happens more often than you know. Can you even recognize that you might be making the same incorrect choice again in a mate, especially if you haven't processed your role and your choice of mate in the marriage that's ending? These are all questions that have to be asked because the children need stability and they need to redefine their relationships with each parent individually. They are also going through the divorce too. They have emotions about the breakup of their family. They need to develop a new type of attachment to their parents. They might be used as messengers between their parents if their parents haven't resolved their hurt, which is a horrible thing to do to them. They will need to get used to two different homes with two different co-parenting styles. And when a new partner is brought into their lives, there may be other children involved, which has to be factored into the blended family equation. So all of those questions are extremely important, and you really have to process all of them. These are in show notes, and these are going to be in my blog tomorrow. So please know that you can review these, and I will flesh out the answers. But here's a profile of what could be done based on all the questions I just posed for your thoughtful consideration. Here's the best process for introducing new partners to the children. Make sure the children are emotionally secure with their biological parents in this new co-parenting relationship before introducing a new partner of one of the parents. Children need quiet time, alone time with each parent in their new environment. They need to feel secure with each parent separately. Children need to vent and express their feelings, their fears, their concerns to each parent about the divorce, alone, without anybody watching or listening. Divorce affects the whole family, not just the parents. Introduce the new partner to the other parent first, if possible. It shows respect for the biological parent, and it doesn't create a situation, as I mentioned before, in which the children may feel that they have to protect the other parent without a new partner or defend the parent with the new partner. If the new partner existed before the divorce and was the catalyst for the divorce, it could be extremely difficult to have the biological parent accept the new partner, at least at first. But it is worth a try. At some point, all adults are parenting the children. Complete avoidance of meeting is probably not possible, but with time, a cordial relationship may be established. Biological parents should know and be comfortable with another adult participating in raising their children. Make sure you're in a monogamous, committed relationship for at least 6 months, if not a year, before introducing a new partner to your children. Please don't introduce everyone that you're dating to your children. Your children have to adjust to two households first and feel secure that they will still have stability in a two-household family. A new partner should add stability, not insecurity, to their lives. Balance the time you spend with your children alone and with your children and your new partner. Once your new partner is known to your children, they still need time to adjust to this new dynamic, their biological parent with someone other than the other biological parent. It's a lot for children to process. And so with that, you have to understand that children are comfortable with their parents but it takes a while for them to get comfortable with a new adult. And then you have to iron out how the parenting goes in that household with the new partner. There's so much to discuss. How much does that partner get to say? How are the kids reacting to the partner in general? Are you going to leave the kids with the new partner alone if you're still at work? It's complicated, but you really have to look at the comfort level of the children, the timing with which you introduce the new partner. Is it the right time? Are the kids settled? Are the kids in therapy still working out the divorce? I mean, you can't imagine, unless you're a child of divorce, what that's like for your children. Do not post on Facebook. Now we're getting back to Kardashians. Do not post on Facebook or any other social media all the people you are dating while going through the divorce. And people like to do that. It gives them a release. It makes them feel good if they can say they're with somebody else. Possibly it fulfills an emptiness, but again, best interests of the children. What's going to be in the best interest of the children? And posting on Facebook, other relationships, I guarantee you, is not in the best interest of the children. Keep your personal life private. Your children will eventually see a side of their parents that may not be healthy for them. Your children don't know everything about you. They probably know more about you or pick up cues more than you think, but there are still some things that every parent keeps private and separate, and this really should be it until it's time. Children are concerned and unsure about how to speak with their parents once there are two households. They often don't know what to share. They often think they may need to protect the parent who appears more vulnerable. Please let your children enjoy their youth. Introduce new partners when this will add to your children's lives and not send them spiraling into emotional chaos or put them in a position where they just don't want to spend time with you. And that really does happen. Respect your children, and they will reward you with the respect you deserve for considering them as important, integral parts of the family throughout the divorce. On my blog tomorrow, you will see all of this fleshed out, and because it was a lot to take in. It was a lot right now. And it's just one of the most important things you could ever deal with in your divorce, integrating new partners into your children's lives. Please email me. I look forward to any comments on this. Please give me your stories. You can be anonymous. It's fine. I would love to read any suggestions that any of you may have and how you have, even though you still may be going through divorce, and how you may have introduced new partners. Tell me whether you both talked about it together before that was done. Did you introduce to the other biological parent first? How long was it before you had the relationship? So I would love to hear from all of you and share some other ideas with the listeners. So thank you so very much for listening. I really appreciate the time that you spend on this because I hope to make things easier for all of you. Please share this with anybody who may need it. And as always, have an amicable day.
That's our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Be good to yourselves, be kind to your spouse, and cherish your children above all else.